that route. They bring a pressure off Aaron Rodgers right side. You can see him at the bottom of the screen. He's outside leverage. That ball is just a blink behind Adams. He drives on it. Huge interception, pick six.
It's only the third pick six of his career. And then the next series, what universe are we living in?
This is a great job by Carlton Davis. It's third down again. You're going to play tight, sticky, man-to-man coverage. I want everyone to see the left hand come in to tip this ball up in the air. Watch the left hand. That's well done by Davis. That ball goes up in the air. Tips become interceptions in the NFL, and I'm like, what just happened over the last 3 minutes?
So it sets up another touchdown, and so just like that, the Bucs are up 14-10, and now they're cruising. This is Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, Greeny, don't three-man rush Tom Brady in the red zone. He's patient. He recalibrates his clock, just climbs it for enough, and finds Johnson in the back corner.
And then, Rex, how many times have we seen this? Brady to Rob Gronkowski.
Me, personally, about 10 times on the sideline, but, yeah, it's great to see first TD as a Buck for Gronk.
First touchdown for him in 2 years. And so we haven't seen the Gronk spike in quite a while. It's 28-10 in favor of Tampa. Third quarter, it's 31-10. And they just did not have this connection working, Dan. You'll see Rodgers for Davante Adams clearly out of bounds.
Yeah, just trying that back shoulder fade. And I think that Davante Adams starts to drift a little bit here. Again, that ball just a little bit inside makes him go back for it. And it's a foot off. And that was the story of the day for this Packers offense. Just off.
So the Bucs get it back, and then a pass interference puts them on the one, and Rojo takes it in from there. And the Bucs with a statement win in the battle of these two legendary quarterbacks. 38-10 the final. Aaron, what happened?
You don't ever want to lose like this. I feel like we needed a little bit of a wake-up call at some point this season because things have been so good, and there's been so much talk maybe outside the building about the ease with which we're, moving the ball on offense and scoring. I think we need to kind of a kick in the ass a little bit as a little bit of a wake up to stop feeling ourselves so much and get back to the things that got us to this position. And I feel good about the team. Might need to add an extra finger to the scotch, but I do feel good about the team.
Couple extra fingers, we will see. To be fair to Rodgers and the Packers, nobody bounces back like Brady. You look at the number, he has a 787 winning percentage immediately following an in-season loss. That's the second best by a starting quarterback since the Super Bowl era began in 1966. And so, Rex Ryan, I begin with you. As we watched this game yesterday, did we learn more in your mind about Tampa or about Green Bay?
Green Bay. And I'm sorry, but we've seen this before. Last year, you go back to when, talk about, getting your butt kicked. Well, you got your butt kicked by the 49ers. Everybody knows it, saw it twice. Well, guess what? You also got kicked by the Chargers. Why? What is the correlation? The correlation is pressure. When you're able to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers, it looks different. It's not as pretty. It's not as comfortable. And all of a sudden, he's not quite as accurate as most quarterbacks are. And, it would have been interesting if maybe they had a first-round pick. I don't know. I still go back to it. You did nothing to help your team, and it's going to cost you. And I believe it cost you a little bit yesterday.
What did you see from that Tampa defense?
Oh, we learned more about Tampa because if Tampa's defense plays like that, they win the Super Bowl. I'll say that again. If Tampa Bay gets their defense to play like that, that is our Super Bowl winning football team. Because here's the reality. I'll speak to it from an offensive perspective. You make me one-dimensional when you play football like that. You can stop the run defensively if you're Tampa. So now I'm thinking, okay, all I can do is throw the football. You can rush me. You got a great blitz package. You have the two best linebackers in football in Devin White and Levante David, and then you just get after me. You can turn the football over. Every throw is difficult. You run to the football. So if you're going to make it that easy on your offense, Tom Brady and whatnot, if your defense plays like that, the Bucs are going to win the Super Bowl, and we get consumed, I do too, with the great play callers offensively in the NFL. They got the hottest defensive coordinator in football. Todd Bowles is the hottest defensive coordinator in football. You put that together with a defense that runs and turns the ball over and an offense that could be efficient, that's dynamic.
RC, this was supposed to be a game about two Hall of Fame quarterbacks. What happened?
You shouldn't mention either of those quarterbacks. And even in Tampa Bay's win, you better not mention Tom Brady. This was about David and White and associates and the illegal beating they put on the Green Bay Packers. You just heard Dan talk about how great those linebackers were. Guess who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted their linebackers to beat? They drafted them to beat Christian McCaffrey. They drafted them to beat Alvin Kamara. And guess what? They were playing against Aaron Jones. I believe that was the largest matchup in the game. How do you take him him out of the game in both the pass and the run. And then they put it on Matt LaFleur. You see what the Green Bay Packers offense was doing, where they were walking around looking like the Incredible Hulk against Detroit. And also they got to play against the Saints, and they played against the Atlanta Falcons. Well, they met Thanos, and Thanos had the Infinity Stones. And when he did that, he beat the brakes off the Hulk in the beginning of the game. So they needed Matt LaFleur to come out and bring that back out. But we saw him go into his shell. We saw this offense look very Mike McCarthy-ish, as it did against the Los Angeles Chargers last year, as it did against the San Francisco 49ers. He couldn't find ways to scheme up plays. There was no motion. There was no pre-snap movement and shifts. He kind of went into a shell when they needed him to find ways to scheme players open. This defense was amazing. Todd Bowles was the MVP of this game. They attacked. This young secondary was glued to the wide receivers. I thought this was an amazing game by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. An excellent answer by this team to show discipline and to show that they can play within the rules. And Tom Brady did the things he needed to do. Tampa Bay made a statement, and they needed to.
I think the fascinating thing is we've talked about, what defense in the NFL was actually any good this year. And we've leaned towards Tampa and said they've had moments where they've been dominant. They were dominant at the end of last season, but what were they going to be this year? This was the hottest offense in football. The Packers were the best and hottest offense in football. This team had like 70 yards over the last three quarters. Put that into perspective in 2020. This was an absolute smashing by Tampa Bay's defense. If they play like that, they win the Super Bowl.
It is remarkable. They call basketball a make or miss league. The NFL, it's a win or lose league. A week ago,